Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is February 4th. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here with you this morning. Of course, we're live on Facebook every weekday morning, but it stays on your Facebook feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works best for you, or listen to it as a podcast. You can find that at inform.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute.
All right, this morning, thankfully, we're not dealing with that snow and blustery conditions we had yesterday, but it is very cold.
Yeah, now the sky cleared out overnight, which made for a pretty sunrise this morning, in some spots at least. The cloud cover's getting pretty thick down at the south. That's a hint of what's to come. That's headed our way. But it is cold this morning. Temperatures are below zero for all of us. Wind chills have been in the teens, 20s, and even 30s below. Up north, where a cold weather advisory remains in effect. It's just a plain old cold February morning. Yeah. Luckily, there's not much for wind, or our wind chill values would be even colder. Out of the northeast, about 0 to 10 miles an hour. So at least we got that going for us. Yeah. Clouds are moving in. They'll thicken up, going mostly cloudy, if not completely overcast later today. And high temperatures just a little above zero. We'll go 4 here in Fargo today, 3 up in Grand Forks. A southeast wind does start to kick in overnight tonight. That'll boost our temperatures or keep them pretty steady overnight instead of dropping back below zero. And then we're in the teens for tomorrow afternoon. But with that southeast wind, I don't really think it's going to feel like the teens. If we were in the teens today with a light wind, that wouldn't be so bad. Actually pretty close to average, but the wind tomorrow is going to make it feel colder, and it's while we wait for snow to move into. Patchy light snow will develop in the afternoon, say 3, 4 o'clock. Some of you will deal with snow for your evening drive tomorrow, but it'll be in spots. Everything kind of fills in, becomes more widespread through supper time and bedtime tomorrow night, and then snows moderately to even heavily in patches overnight Wednesday into early Thursday. Right now, I'm thinking something 1 to 3 inches, maybe isolated 2 to 4 inches. That's just my first inkling, my first snow forecast for you. I'm not going to put it on a map just yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So enough to accumulate, cause some problems, but not a massive snowstorm by any means. So this one scoots off. It's done Thursday morning, wrapping up from the west to the east, but then it's windy on Thursday, gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour. So once again, we deal with the blowing and the drifting and visibility issues, all of the norms with a windy day after snowfall and falling temperatures on Thursday too. Friday, we get a break in the action for at least the day, and then Friday night into Saturday is your next round of snow. It's just one after another. It's like every other day, basically. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, watching out for snow. This Friday into Saturday one is more of a South Dakota snowstorm. I do think we get brushed with the northern edge of it. So the further north that you are in our viewing area, the smaller chance you have of seeing snow, or your accumulations will be lighter. The further south that you go, you're gonna have a better shot at snow and then accumulating snow too. For Fargo, I'd say snow develops between 8 and 10 p.m. on Friday night, lasts through the overnight into the day on Saturday. So we've got kind of a snowy day on Saturday. Next week is cold.
Oh boy.
Arctic high pressure system moves in, which clears everything out. We're gonna get days of sunshine. But a sunny, clear sky and a light wind in the winter is not a great combination. It looks nice. Yeah. That's the trade-off. But we will have overnight lows close to minus 20, night after night after night, and daytime highs near zero or even below zero for next week. So
it's kind of those days where you look at it, you're like, look, the sun's shining, it looks nice, and you walk outside, you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, everything becomes very stiff and the snow is crunchy. That's what we're looking at for next week. So a good Arctic cold snap.
All right.
For next week. Just these periodic snows in the meantime. Okay, I think that's all. Thanks, guys.
All right,
Great. Thank you. Well, happening today, a former financial advisor for the city of Breckenridge will be sentenced in court. She pleaded guilty to stealing more than $17,000. Ariel Johnson illegally accessed 4 bank accounts last year to make payments on her credit card while working for the city. The plea deal calls for her to serve a 30-day sentence, repay at least $3,400, and pay a $6,000 fine.
37-year-old Darla Ray Belgard is going to spend at least 6 years in prison for trafficking fentanyl through Grand Forks County. She has pleaded guilty to 2 felonies as part of a plea deal. Under that agreement, she was sentenced to 20 years. She'll be released after 6 and then put on probation.
North Dakota lawmakers are moving forward with 2 bills targeting deep fakes and child sex abuse materials. The first mandates harsher penalties for child sex abuse materials made with artificial intelligence. Possessing that material could get a person 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. The other bill would make it a misdemeanor to possess or distribute non-consensual, sexually explicit deepfakes.
Free meals might be becoming a reality for students here in North Dakota. A bipartisan House bill would provide free breakfast and lunch to all students, regardless of how much their parents make or what kind of school they attend, being public or private. Families would save more than $850 per child each year based on estimates.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
A new tariff on Chinese goods went into effect overnight, and now China is retaliating. Imported goods from China will now get an additional 10% tax. The order closed a loophole used by online stores like Temu and Shein. They are known for their inexpensive products. The loophole had allowed shipments worth less than $800 to come into the U.S. duty-free. And this morning, China is now countering with a 15% tariff on coal and natural gas, plus 10% on crude oil, ag machinery, and large engine cars. That tariff goes into effect next Monday. Meanwhile, 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods are on pause right now after both countries agreed to new border protection plans.
The postseason begins tonight for the Moorhead girls hockey team with one goal in mind: to avenge last year's section title loss. A preview of their playoff opener is ahead. That's on Hot Mic today with Dom Izzo. Plus, you'll be able to meet the great Dragon standout freshman Carson Johnson. Joins the show after a record-setting 42-point outing over the weekend. You can watch Hot Mic live from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and on Inform.com.
Remember, now is a great time to get your Inform.com subscription. 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to check out those deals.
Remember, join us for our evening newscast as well. Our next one's at 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 9, and 10, and then also this morning at 11. So join us on air for all those newscasts.
Have a great day, everyone.